Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's class session. So, till yesterday we completed defining the enterprise structure setups, and for another batch people we completed till procurement and order management. So, what we are going to discuss is from today's session onwards, we are going to discuss product information management in detail. That means each and every setup we are going to discuss in product information management. So log into the application with our implementation user. Our implementation user starts with SCP underscore. So log into the application with implementation user. Select sign in. Okay. Navigate to setup and maintenance. Navigate to setup and maintenance. Okay. So before start defining the setups, so first, if you want to perform any transaction across supply chain management and manufacturing areas, what is required? What is required?
Item
Is required. So if you want to perform any transaction, you are going to perform for an item. Again, items, we are going to have different items like inventory items, expense items, service items. Items, we have different items, but end of the day you need a item. If you want to perform any transactions in supply chain management and in manufacturing. For example, your project is only financial project and your client is having only financials, so they are into some stock marketing or something. They are implementing Oracle ledger as well as ARAP. In that scenario, do they need item?
yes.
Only financials, for example, if they are maintaining only ledger and AR, so inventory items, all these things are not required. Okay, first thing, directly they can create a receivable invoice. Manually they can write something and they can send it back. But if you want to implement supply chain management, then item is mandatory. And where we are going to create item, 1 second, one of the student is calling. Okay, so if you want to perform any transactions in supply chain management and manufacturing areas, item is required. Where we are going to create item? We are going to create item in item master organization. Okay, then leave it. So what are the modules we are going to use to create item in e-business suite? In e-business suite, where we can create item?
In inventory module.
In inventory module, from master item form, we are going to create item, as well as item related setups also we are going to configure from inventory. So, and same in e-business suite. So few clients implemented a PIM module, product information management, so which is the way of page module. So way of page application module. So in PIM module also we can create the item. So what is the history of PIM module into Oracle e-business suite? Anyone have any idea on history, how the PIM module came in e-business suite? Anyone heard about Agile PLM? Agile product lifecycle management is one of the best PLM tool in the market earlier. Anyone heard about that? Agile PLM. Agile product lifecycle management is one of the best tool which is going to provide the best product lifecycle management solutions. So which is owned by Oracle Corporation. So initially it is a individual tool, but later, so this tool is acquired by Oracle. Some long back ago itself, Oracle acquired this tool. Then they made it as a Oracle Agile PLM. So they will provide the license separately for Oracle Agile PLM, as well as, so as Oracle acquired the Agile PLM tool also, some best features they bring into the Oracle e-business suite application as PIM module, which is a OAF based module. So OAF based module. So but in e-business suite we can create item and item related setups in inventory module, as well as, so if you procure the license for PIM, even in PIM also we can create the item and item related setups, but we have some advanced features in, so PIM module in e-business suite. When comes to the cloud application, in cloud application, item and item related setup should be taken care from product management offering only. So should be taken care from product management offering only. Inventory will serve for only maintaining physical on hand quantity. Inventory module will serve for maintaining physical on hand quantity, as well as it will serve for, so performing the material transactions, inventory plannings, and so controls. So it will serve for those things, as well as picking and shipments and receipts. But creating the item and item related setup should be taken care by product management offering. Guys, whenever you are not speaking, please go on mute. Everyone. Okay. So then it should be taken care from product management offering in cloud application. Okay. So we have a offering product management. So whatever the best solutions we have in Agile PLM. So Oracle took taken all those best solutions, as well as they made small changes and they bring as a product management offering. Then in this offering, what are the modules we have? I told you on demo session. When we explain about course content, I clearly explained everyone what are the modules we have in product management offering. What are they? Product information management.
PM, product information.
Product
information
management. So from the product information management module, we are going to take care of creating the item, so as well as managing the item and item attributes, including item statuses, unit of measures, and item categories and catalogs. Also we are going to take care from product information management, as well as we have a concept of new item request and change order concept is there. That means maintaining approvals at the time of creating the item. So is that concept available in e-business suite? So can we trigger approvals whenever you are creating an item? Is that concept is available in e-business suite?
Yes, it was available.
Okay, available where?
Yeah, if the item has any changes like description or any drawing changes or anything, then engineering people can provide the ECU.
ECO is different. I'm not asking about ECO. A standard creation of item. ECO nothing, but again it is going for engineering change orders where implement, again we need to implement. That is different concept. So my question is, I'm creating a purchased item. Let's take an example. At the once I create the purchase item, once save it. So can I use immediately in EBS?
No, you can't.
No. I mean, okay. I will clearly give you. So I've opened the inventory module in e-business suite, open the master form, and so given the item and description, and apply the template, copy from and the tools from apply the template, and click on organization assignment, assign it to Hyderabad inventory, save it, save and close. Now can I create a miscellaneous receipt with that item in Hyderabad inventory?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
But
So
yes.
once we save it, so is that triggering any approvals?
No.
Directly it is saving. But if you want to maintain approvals, once you create any item, it has to go with approval person. Once approval person approved, then only the item should be available to use. Is that scenario available in e-business suite?
no.
No,
Not in standard inventory module, but yes in PIM module. Okay. So, but yes, in PIM module, in EBS also it is available, but that is a separate license. So when it comes to the licensing terms, again PIM is going to cost you more. money for the clients. But in cloud application, by default, you need to procure product management license. By default, in product management, you need to procure license for product information management. So that is the reason. So by default, a new item request feature is available, as well as change order scenarios also available. So all those things comes under product information management. And second, what is another module in product management offering? What is the another module? Configurator, correct? Configurator
Yes.
also is a product lifecycle management solution or not? Anyone heard about Oracle Configurator?
In EBS, it's a separate module.
Separate module, but it's part of product lifecycle management solution only. Correct? How we are managing that product only, right? End of the day. So
Yeah,
how
yeah.
we are going to give the options to your customer, how we are going to define structures and the rules is part of configurator, which is we are going to define for an item. It's a part of product lifecycle management solutions only.
Okay.
So that means configurator is part of product management offering, and which we are going to discuss by creating the structures and the rules also. Then what else we have in product management offering? Anyone heard about innovation management cloud?
No.
So in EBS also we have innovation management module. So where ideation, creation, concept design, as well as design the draw charts about, what is the budget and everything taken care by. So will comes under innovation cloud. So where ideation, concept and portfolio management, everything will comes under here related to the item. So and we have product hub. So product hub usually we will use for audit and trial purpose, correct? So as part of our course program, we are going to deal these two in detail, and we will give you an overview on this innovation management cloud. So that means in cloud application, you can create item and manage item from product information management only. You cannot do from inventory module, first thing. That means if you want to go for procurement only, then you have to procure license for product information management. If you want to go order management, still you have to purchase a license for product information management. So like that you need to go with product management offering. Again, in the product management offering, Oracle will sell you license in two different ways. Either you can ask for only product information management or else complete. But you can say like, I want only innovation management cloud, Oracle won't support you. If you want only innovation management cloud also, you have to purchase product information management. If you want to purchase only configurator, still you need to procure product information management offering. This is a common. So now creating the items, managing the items, item related setups, item catalogs, item categories, as well as new item requests and change order concepts comes under product information management module, which falls under product management offering. So is that clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay then. So then navigate to product management offering. So for whatever setups we configured from most of the setups from procurement offering, and the creation of sub inventory we did from manufacturing and supply chain material management offering. Now navigate to product management offering. So first go to items functional area. So the first task, click on show all task. So select manage item profile options. So it's okay. Every time we used to discuss this one first, but now I'm not going to discuss first. I will discuss later. Okay. First thing, you said that you want to create an item. Then if you want to create an item, so just let me find some knowledge overview. Setups required to create item. So what are the setups required? Just give me some list.
Unit of measure.
UOM is required. Unit of measure is required. Okay, correct.
Organization
Like
need to be defined.
No. Enterprise structure is done only for item related setup.
Okay.
Category,
like
catalog.
Item
templates.
categories and item catalogs is required. Item categories and earlier in e-business suite, item category is mandatory. But in cloud application, item category plus item catalog also mandatory. And
Item template.
item template. So with the help of item templates, we are going to enable all the attributes in one go. So rather than creating manually one by one, item template is mandatory. Item templates is mandatory. What else required? Anyone heard about item status attributes concept?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So item status concept is mandatory. Item status concept is mandatory. Okay, Shyam, I mean, that is the one you are giving. So that is a new concept, right? I mean, usually these people, new people don't know that item class setup. I will explain later for them. Okay. Then what else required as per e-business suite?
Accounting fields, costing account.
I mean, accounting,
Inventory
forget about accounting.
Okay.
We're not going to define accounting now. So accounting will be treated as a separate thing. I'm just asking to refer in terms of only item related setups, like item status is required, unit of measure is required, categories and catalogs are required, item templates are required. These are fine. And anything we miss?
Item, whether it is serialized or not, whether it is purchase
That's the
item,
controls,
make
okay?
item.
So I will tell you. So in e-business suite, in standard inventory, we don't have a concept of life cycle phases. But in e-business suite, in PIM, we have a concept of item life cycle phases. So which is a mandatory concept. That means in which phase the item is available, in which phase item is available, will be decided by item life cycle phases, as well as so at what level we need to control the item attributes. So anyone heard about that setup? Attribute group control. With the help of attribute group control setup in e-business suite, we are going to
Yes.
define at what level we need to maintain
Yes.
item attributes, either master level, update
Or-
level,
Organization level.
yeah, that is what item operational attribute group control. So apart of these setups in cloud application, we have one more setup, item class. Item class setup is there. All these are mandatory. We'll start from life cycle phases. So okay, log into the application, navigate to setup and maintenance, select product management offering, select items functional area, select manage life cycle phases. Okay, any item, how many life cycle phases the item is going to have? Okay, one manufacturing item. Usually, how many life cycle phases the item is going to have? What is the starting phase for a manufacturing item? If you want to manufacture item, for example, your organization is a car. So car manufacturing organization. You are manufacturing some cars. So you want to bring a new model car. You want to bring a new SUV car or something. So what is the starting phase for that item? If you want to build a car, then what you will do first?
We need to design.
We need to design that car. So that means, so the design nothing but, so in terminology we can say design or else engineering item also we will say, correct? Implementing the engineering build. So that means the first phase of any item is a design phase. So design phase where we are going to design the item like, so this is how it looks like. So and as well as this kind of engine we want to use, as well as so this type of color will we use. This is the body level, this is the interior. So likewise on a high level we will define a design. So that means the first phase of any manufacturing item is design phase. Follows to what is the next phase? Once we
Man.
design the item, what we will do?
Planning.
Prototype.
Prototype. So that means we will manufacture a prototype item. Then once we manufacture the prototype item, we will test that item. Then what we will do once we test the item?
We launch. We do actual manufacturing.
Once we test, are we going to directly go for actual manufacturing in real organizations? I mean, do we need to go with any safety test and licensing from governments, all these things? Do we need to go or not for any new item?
Yeah, the quality control is done. You need to get a
Quality, we are going to verify our internal purpose, as well as we will go with this safety test to the government. First, we will do internal in the prototype, as well as we will go with the government approvals to launch the product. Once government said yes, then only we can launch the product. So that means, so we are going to build a item with the help of design. So once we build, again we are going to keep on changes at the time of prototype only. So to give you a final best output. So once we got the best output, we will test that item. Our internally we will test the item like quality checks and everything. Once it is done, then we will go with so I mean again licensing terms and as well as getting approvals from the government. So we will go with all other stuff and we will start promotions before officially launching. Once everything is done, then we will launch the product. That means what is this phase? So prototype and getting the internal quality checks before launching. Again after launching also, every time we are going to maintain quality checks. But before that quality checks, getting licensing and everything, we will say pre-production phase or else prototype phase. The terminology wise we will say prototype or pre-production. So again, so if you want to clearly monitor by using the same pre-production or prototype phase, you can create a number of phases within in that one. You can define a number of naming conventions. So once it is done, then we are going to launch the product and we will do real manufacturing. That means production phase. Once production phase, so we are in production phase, we are manufacturing, and after some time, so for example, are we any manufacturing company, so they will bring for some 10 years, 20 years, after that they will stop manufacturing that car. So it's a common scenario, correct? So in case if you want to stop the model, if you want to stop manufacturing that one totally, completely, then what we will do that? If you want to stop manufacturing, so we will inform everyone that, so we are going to stop manufacturing this item and we are not going to sell anymore. Then we will say that is obsolete phase. No longer we are going to use this one. Yes, so obsolete meaning. So what is obsolete meaning? No longer we are going to produce or use. That means we are not going to produce or we are not going to manufacture this item anymore. That means that is a obsolete phase. So obsolete phase should be done by finally. That means any item will falls under 4 phases. Any item will falls under 4 phases. What are they?
Design,
Design
prototype,
phase, prototype or pre-production, production and obsolete. So here my question, so as I am maintaining manufacturing plant, I am maintaining all these 4. For example, I am not manufacturing person, so I'm distribution center. So or else, it's okay, forget about distribution center. My business is selling mobiles. So as opened a store, some big C, and I am purchasing mobiles from different suppliers like I mean from Xiaomi, Apple, Samsung, Vivo, like that. From different suppliers, I am purchasing mobiles and I am selling to the customers. In this scenario, how many phases we are going to have in our system? In our big C system, how many life cycle phases we are going to maintain for any item?
2 pages.
What are they?
Production and obsolete.
Production and obsolete phase. Even obsolete phase also we want to decide, ideally we want to decide. So but yes, production and obsolete phase. Production and obsolete we will maintain 2 phases. So if you don't want to sell that item anymore, then we will make as obsolete in our system. If that is so, that is for big C. Let's take, we are the Samsung people. Then in Samsung, how many phases we are going to maintain per item? We are not Samsung retail store people. We are Samsung manufacturing plant people. So then how many phases we are going to maintain?
4.
4. Why we need to maintain 4?
which is the manufacturing of the mobile. So everything needs to be followed.
So like design and okay. So I'm manufacturing Samsung mobile with 100 components. So do we need to maintain so like 4 life cycle phases for all 100 components?
So no,
Okay.
few components can be purchased from vendors. For
So
those
they may purchase from outside vendors.
others,
If you're purchasing those components from outside vendors, for those components you can maintain only production phase and obsolete phase like that. Correct? Clear
yes,
for
sir.
everyone?
Yes, sir.
Others. So if you're clear, okay. So if you're clear with the theoretical, then only I will proceed with setup, guys. Anytime. Okay. So then any
Sharat, the last part, can you repeat?
okay.
That I
So my plan is, for example, we are manufacturing Samsung mobiles. In this scenario, we are going to maintain for Samsung top level assembly, we are going to maintain 4 life cycle phases. But for to manufacture Samsung mobile, we need 100 components. Is it required to maintain 4 life cycle phases for those components? No, not required. Maybe those components may purchase from supplier. If we are purchasing from supplier, then only we are going to maintain 2 life cycle phases. Okay.
mean, so other raw materials, it will
Raw
come under
material,
only
we
two
are going to
phases.
maintain 4 life cycle phases.
No, we are procuring for assembly, right? So we need to maintain only 2 life cycles for that, or how?
Yes, we are going to maintain only 2 life cycle phases for procuring items, purchasing items, because we are not deciding the design. We are not deciding the pre-production concept. Once it is available from supply, then only we are purchasing.
Okay, thank you.
So likewise, we are going to have any item is going to have 4 life cycle phases. So let's go to the application, select create. So sequence, let's maintain some sequence, some 400. So life cycle phase, SEP underscore design phase, code SEP underscore design phase. So phase and phase code is just a naming conventions. Phase and phase code is just naming conventions. So how system will come to know? System will come to know based on the phase type setup. Phase type, let's open the list of values. So click select design. That means this life cycle phase is a design phase. This life cycle phase is design phase. So from where you are going to use? From today date. From today date. Select save. Select save. Okay. Let me open manage life cycle phases. Manage life cycle phases. So phase starts with SEP percentage. So SEP underscore design phase, which we created. So system will works. So just phase and phase code is a naming convention. So it will works based on the phase type. So how many phase types we have in the list of values? 4. Design, pre-production or prototype, production, and obsolete design type phase types. From where these values are coming? From a lookup, these values are coming, and these values are by default. This value functionality is defined by Oracle, and we cannot modify the functionality. You may get it from where it is coming. So let me save and close. So here you can see lookups. So manage production value sets. So we're not going to discuss lookups now, just I will show you. So it's okay. We'll go to inventory lookups, inventory organizations. Select show all task. Available here. Manufacturing and supply chain material management. So inventory management, inventory lookups. Select search. So we are going to discuss lookups also. I'm just in a high level I'm showing. So usually we have a lookups concept. Lookup, these are the lookups. From lookups we are going to get the values. So lookups, we have system level lookup configuration. That means so these lookups we cannot create a new value. You cannot create a new value. You cannot delete the existing value. Only you can update the meaning. So that means with the help of this lookup, Oracle created the values and they integrated with the application. So all these are like a lookup values only related to the counting and materials availability. All these are lookups configured by Oracle. All these are lookups configured by Oracle. Likewise, so here itself we can see some product management related lookups. From here itself, we can see some product information management lookups, as well as from manage administrator profile values. So we can see some lookup, from administrator lookups, we can see some values. Likewise, from lookups, we can see these values. So what are those values? Like design, pre-production or production one, as pre-production or prototype or production or obsolete. These values are coming from the lookup values. So we'll deal lookups later. So go to product management, select items functional area, select show all task. So next, go to manage life cycle phases. Manage life cycle phases. So we created one life cycle phase. Select create. So 410. So SEP underscore pre-production SEP underscore pre-production. So this is the phase type, pre-production or prototype. Based on the phase type only, system will work. Just this is the naming convention. For example, you can say, so SEP underscore internal testing, and you can say pre-production or prototype. That means internal testing also pre-production or prototype only. Or else what you can say is SEP underscore, so something like what we can say is wait for some phase like so government approval phase, like that. You can write some naming convention for our reference.
Sure.
Yeah.
As we have phase type, why do we need to create again this phases like the phase and phase two? Why do we need that?
Okay,
We can
so
directly do the
why
phase.
we need is, so with the help of phase naming convention, we will come to know that where exactly the item is there. For example, we say pre-production or prototype. So in pre-production or prototype, where exactly it is, whether are you building that prototype item, or else are you testing that prototype item, or else are you waiting for government approvals for that prototype item. All these things comes under which phase type? All this.
Okay, you mean to say like under the types we will be having a sub task which
Not
will be
subtask.
going.
So phase type is single. Under that, in real manufacturing, we are going to have this task, right? So within one pre-production or prototype, all these are step-by-step process which we need to follow. In that step-by-step process, from front end in the application, if you want to exactly verify, then phase type we are going to use same, but phase naming convention we will create some 3. And whenever we want, we can apply the specific naming convention. So we will clearly come to know that. So prototype build, let's take an example. You will say pre-production build. That means whenever someone open the item, they can see that, okay, this is in pre-production build phase. That means currently it is building. So again, so once building complete, so I will update the phase as life cycle phase is different and phase type is different. I will update the naming convention as pre-production test. That means someone will open the application and someone will open the item. They will come to know that it is in pre-production phase only, but they are testing the item. So or else I will, once testing complete, I am going for government approval. At that time I am going to update as pre-production, so government approval. That is one phase which I am going to configure in naming convention. Someone will open the application, they will come to know that it is in pre-production only, but they are waiting for government approvals. End of the day, all 3 tasks are pre-production or prototype phase types only. But just for our reference purpose, by using this phase type, we are going to create a number of phases. Clear?
Okay, sure.
So then add one more row. So for example, so 411, so SCP underscore pre-production test. So that means just I am defining a naming convention, that pre-production test. If I apply this one, people will come to know that so it is in prototype only, but still so they are going to test that one. But how system will know? Still system will consider as a pre-production only. But for front-end reference purpose, so we can maintain different naming conventions for one phase type only. Okay. End of the day, and based on which setup system will understand based on phase type. Okay. I think it's a Bindu, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that clear?
It's clear.
Okay. Others, is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then add one more row. So now I'm going to configure some 420. So SCP underscore production. SCP underscore production. SCP underscore production. So it is phase type production. So add one more row. So 421. So SCP underscore, let's say take example active. SCP underscore active. So either active or production, phase type is production. That means end of the day you apply production or you apply active, end of the day the phase is production phase only. Then just create one more 430. So SCP underscore obsolete. So SCP underscore obsolete. So this is the phase type obsolete. This is the phase type obsolete. Select save. Select save. Select save and close. So we created life cycle phases. Go to manage life cycle phase again. So let's search SCP percentage. Hit enter button or else click on search button. So these are the life cycle phases which we created. These are the phase names. These are the phase codes which we can understand from front end. But functionality will work based on the phase type. So only we are going to have 4 phase types. You cannot create a new phase type or else you cannot remove the existing phase type. It is a default application functionality. What you can do is just you can create a new phase with your own naming conventions. Okay, select save and close. Select save and close. We define
Sarah, can we change that phase type, or we have defaulted these 4 phase type only?
only those 4 phase types only. What you can do is you can change the naming convention from the lookup, but functionality wise you cannot modify. You cannot create a new phase type or else you cannot delete the existing phase type also.
Okay.
That's a default functionality. So we define the life cycle phases. So next one is what? Item status. So what is an item status? Item status at the moment is where we are going to maintain all the status attributes in one form, correct? Item status attributes. With the help of item status attributes only, we are going to perform the transactions on specific items. So we have 3 different types of item attributes. So first, what I will do is, so let me save it. So let me save into the 08 September. So product management. Okay, PIM setups. Why we need to write PIM setups. Then just I'm going to delete this one, not required to save. Okay, so we say items status. We say items. So what are the type of item attributes we have? How we are going to classify the item attributes? So what are the type of item attributes we have in e-business suite?
General attributes, inventory.
So that means usually we will say operational attributes. End of the day, all attributes falls under operational attributes only. Okay. Again, within operational attributes, we are going to maintain couple of attributes as a subtypes. What are they? Item defining attributes. Anyone heard about item defining attributes? In EBS. So classification of item attributes in EBS. So item defining attributes which will tell the nature of the item. The item defining attribute will tell the nature of the item, and item status attributes. Item status attributes. This is how we are going to classify item attributes. This is how we are going to classify item attributes. So operational attributes nothing but just a overall each and every item attribute is going to have some functionality which we will say operational attribute. Again, within operational attribute, few attributes system is dividing as a item defining attribute which will tell the nature of the item, and few item system divided as the status attributes, which status attributes, with the help of status attributes only we will perform the transactions. So tell me what are the status attributes we have in EBS. What are the status attributes we have in e-business suite?
Item type.
No, item status attributes. So we have some 10 status attributes. Remember, guys?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
So BOM allowed. So that is one status attribute. Built-in WAP. That is another status attribute. Customer ordered enabled.
Purchase.
Is one status attribute. Internal order enabled. This is another status attribute. Next, invoice enabled. This is another status attribute. Transactable. So this is another status attribute. Purchasable. Purchasable is one status attribute, and stockable is one status attribute. Remember, process execution enabled is one status attribute, and receipt enabled is another status attributes. These are the 10 item status attributes which we have in Oracle e-business suite R12 application. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, sure.
So with the help of the status attributes only, we are going to perform transactions on item. Then we have a concept of item defining attributes which will tell the nature of the item. So total count is 10. Total 10. Then how many defining attributes we have? How many item defining attributes we have? 9, right? We have 9 item defining attributes. Correct or wrong? So we say purchasable is a status attribute, but anyone observed purchased item attribute? Do we have purchased item attribute?
Yes.
So purchased will tell the nature of the item. So purchased is a one item defining attribute. Likewise, customer ordered is one item defining attribute. Internal ordered is one item defining attribute. Inventory item is one item defining attribute. So costing enabled is one item defining attribute. So what else we have? What else we have? Some MRP MPS planning attribute is there. So just let me open. We have total 9. So even I will just forget that one. So Oracle EBS item defining attributes. So total it should be 9. So item setup is our documentation, Oracle documentation only. Item defining attributes. See in inventory functional area, inventory item. So purchased and internal ordered enabled. We mentioned internal ordered enabled as well as purchase, and customer ordered we enabled. Costing also we enabled. So MRP planning method is one item attribute. MRP planning method. So and we have what else we have? Support service or serviceable product. So support. So okay, engineering item. So engineering item is one defining attribute, and service item. Service item is one item as well as serviceable product. Serviceable product. So total, what is the count? It is 9. So these are the 9 item defining attributes we have in e-business suite, as well as 10 status attributes. So okay, so how exactly it will work? Let's take purchased is the item defining attribute and purchasable is one item status attribute. So how exactly it will work? Functionality, tell me. So why we have two? Purchased plus purchasable. We have two item attributes. Purchasable. So how exactly this will works? What purchased will do and what purchasable will do?
Sharad, I mean, I don't know what is the difference, but for example, if you are doing purchasing for an item,
Okay.
and at some point the business decide we want to stop it, we want to make it not purchasable, then that time they will go ahead and disable one of the flag. So whatever the existing item, they can receive it. So they cannot place an order for a
Okay, which
order.
flag they have to disable if they don't want to place a new purchase order?
I mean,
Okay.
that's like
I mean,
purchase.
you are very close. So you are very close. Okay. Purchased is the item defining attribute which will tell the nature of the item, and purchasable will allow you to place the purchase order. So by enabling both, you can create a purchase order. But so by enabling both attributes, we can create a purchase order. But if you want to stop creating a new purchase order, if you want to place stop purchasing a new item, so new quantity, or else if you want to stop creating a new purchase order on the specific item, then we need to disable purchasable. So purchasable, so which is a status attribute. So if you disable purchasable, then we cannot place a new PO, but the existing POs which are yet to receive, we can still receive if we still enable purchased item attribute. That means, so purchased and purchasable both works together. If you enable purchase, that will tell the nature of the item that it is a purchased item. If you enable purchasable, you can place a purchase order. By enabling both, I am placing hundreds of purchase orders and we are receiving. But from now onwards, I don't want to purchase on that specific item. Let's take an example. Or else for specific time period, I don't want to allow anyone to enter that item in a purchase order. Then we are going to uncheck purchasable, which is the item status attribute. If you uncheck purchasable, then system won't allow you to create a new purchase order, but still system will allow you to receive the existing purchase orders which are yet to fulfilled. But if you disable purchased also, then even you cannot receive the existing purchase orders which are yet to receive. Even you cannot receive the purchase orders which are need to receive also, when if you disable purchased also. That means purchase will tell the nature of the item, purchasable will allow you to place a purchase order. Clear? Clear for everyone? So if you disable purchased also, then we cannot receive, we can't even receive the existing POs which are yet to receive. Clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
So that means both item defining and status attributes will work together in a business suite. And can I directly disable purchased by keeping purchasable as enabled? I want to disable only purchased, but I want to enable purchasable. Is that possible? No, right? If you want to enable purchasable, first you need to enable purchased. So that means direct, if you disable purchased, automatically system will disable purchasable also. System will disable purchasable also. But you can disable only purchasable. Still, you can open purchased as a enabled only. That is available. Likewise, internal ordered and internal ordered enabled will work together. Customer ordered and customer ordered enabled will work together. So same thing. Let's find someone explain me customer ordered plus customer ordered enabled, how the combination will work. how the combination will work. Customer order plus customer order enable. How this combination will work? Someone please explain me.
Same concept. Sorry.
Let's give chance to others, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Someone explain me how this will work.
If customer order is enabled, we are allowing the customers to create an orders.
No.
Oh.
If customer ordered enabled or both enabled.
If customer order plus customer order enable, we can able to create orders, and
Okay.
existing orders also we can do shipping.
Okay.
If customer order is only is checked, then we are not able to we are not receiving new more orders from the customers.
Okay. So that means if customer ordered plus customer ordered enabled, if you enable both item attributes, then only first you can create a sales order. But if you don't want to place a new sales order, then you need to disable customer ordered enabled checkbox. If you disable this checkbox, you cannot create a new sales order on that item, but still you can perform quick release and ship confirm on the existing sales orders which you need to ship. But if you disable customer ordered also, even the existing sales orders which you have to ship, those sales orders also you cannot ship anymore. You cannot ship anymore. So same like in internal order and internal ordered enabled. So do we have any dependency on both item attributes? Do you have any dependency? Yes, we have dependency right here. I mean, both is going to work together or not, both item attributes.
Yes.
So as both item attributes is working together in cloud application, so Oracle removed item defining attribute concept, and both item defining plus status attributes Oracle is treating as a item status attributes only in cloud application. Now whatever defining item attributes also will falls under item status attributes only. Now we have 20 item status attributes in cloud application. So as we have dependency on each type. So now in cloud application, Oracle removed item defining attributes concept, and all attributes belongs to now all 20 attributes belongs to item status attributes only. Okay, so now let's define this setup. So go to product management offering, select items functional area, select manage items. So click on show all task. So here you can see manage item statuses. So click on manage item statuses. Click on manage item statuses. So by default we have total 3 statuses: active, development, and inactive. So we have 3 statuses. So these are the Oracle seeded statuses. So open active status. So what are the item attributes you have? So just just export to Excel. And remember guys, whenever you are exporting to Excel, so the supported browser is only Firefox. If you are exporting any data to Excel from any other browsers, then the export will comes under Unicode characters. So export will corrupt. So you have to use Firefox browser. The recommended browser is Firefox, and you have to use only Firefox browser. Okay, clear for everyone? Clear for everyone? Okay, then so how many total item attributes we have? So total 20. Total count is 20. Now if you see, costing enabled, earlier it is defining attribute. Now we are treating as a status attribute. Inventory item, it is a defining attribute. Now we are treating as a status attribute. Stock is a status attribute. Same, we are treating as a status attribute. Transaction enabled. So we don't have this transaction enabled earlier, but now we are treating as a status attribute. But MRP planning method attribute removed from item defining attribute. So Arc will change some functionalities. Invoice enabled and invoice. Invoiced is a defining and invoice enabled is a status in EBS. But now both are treating as a status attributes only. So like is purchasable and purchased. So customer ordered and customer ordered enabled. All these are treating as a item status attributes. And we have some small changes also. Earlier service items, serviceable product, all those things we are going to treat as item defining attributes. Now, so we are removing those scenarios, and we have internally transferable and transfer order enabled, treating as a status attribute only. So we have some small changes. These are the 20 item status attributes we have in cloud application. My sincere request for everyone, please go to the application, export to Excel, and review on regular basis. So this one divided on attribute group. So in costing we have to. So in inventory we have to. In invoicing we have to. In process manufacturing we have now 3 status attributes. So earlier only process execution enabled and receipt enabled, but hazardous material also falls under process manufacturing status attribute now. In purchasing we have 3. Earlier we don't have taxable in status, but now we have taxable in status. So likewise in order management we have 4. So please go through the application and export to the Excel. Just a review on regular basis to remember. So all these things treated as some 8 or 9 groups, 9 attribute groups, and total we have 20 status attributes. So what will happen, for example, for any item, if I apply this active item status, what will happen? So based on the attribute value, this is the attribute. So based on the attribute value S, automatically system will enable that item attribute as S. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
So here, for example, active status. So costing is yes, all these are S. Process manufacturing item attributes no, and the remaining these are S. That means for any item, if I apply this item status, which status? Active status. So then all these item attributes, whatever is yes, going to enable as yes, and whatever is no, going to enable as no. So you can ask like, then what is the advantage with item template? So with the help of item template, we are going to update all 130 or now we have some 180, I think. So all the item attributes. But after some time, for example, so you don't want to perform any transaction like purchasing related one as well as customer related one. You want to stop all these transactions. Then what we will do? So simply we will go to the application and we will apply inactive status. So here all are no. That means if you apply this inactive status, all those 20 item attributes will become inactive. Then we cannot perform any transaction on that item. So with the help of item status, rather than updating or disabling status attributes manually, with the help of this setup, anytime we can change that those 20 item attributes based on our requirement with one go. Clear for everyone?
Hi, sir. If the item status is active, all the attributes will be yes, or some will be
No,
no.
it's not like all this. Based on the selection you choose. For example, so these 3 is a no, right? For example, if you want to make it, if you want to enable as yes, then come to the setup, active status, scroll down. So here just you need to enable as yes. But by default, why it is showing no? Tell me, you are understand.
Because the process manufacturing is not there.
Process manufacturing is not yet available. That is the main reason. So at this moment it is no by default. Even once process manufacturing enabled also, still you can see in future also it is no, because if you want to implement process manufacturing, again you need to implement separately. At that time only you have to enable as yes. Not every item will falls under process manufacturing item. That is the reason. Even in real time also you need to make it as no only, because not all items we will maintain as a process manufacturing items. Okay, guys.
Sarath, can you just go back to the Excel once, please?
Okay.
Okay. The sales and order management, that also internal transferable, no by default, right?
And by default, no. If you want to make it as a transfer orderable, just so you can update manually at the time of item attributes level, or else. So here in the template also just update, then automatically it will become S.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the item status template. You can say, you can refer the naming convention like that. But I mean, application wise, you will say item status.
Okay. If it is no, also it won't create any issue for performing IRISO, right?
I mean, if you want to perform IRSO, then manually you need to enable S at the time
No.
of item attribute level.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
And you cannot bring a new item into this attributes. See, if you see, so only export to the Excel, or else you can update the attribute values, but you cannot bring a new item attribute as this status attribute, or else you cannot remove the existing item attribute from status attribute, because Oracle decided what are the status attributes we have. So Oracle will decide this functionality, not by us. Okay, guys.
And here we cannot create any new status also.
Yes, we are going to create. So if you want to create, so either by click on plus icon, you can create manually. Let's take an example. Click on create. So just code and everything. By default, all these 20, whatever you want to enable S. So you can enable S manually. So costing is yes. So inventory is yes, like that. So you can maintain S. So code is limited characters only. Code is limited characters only. So SCP underscore active. So manually you can create a item status where you can enable each and every one manually, as well as so uses. So select uses, defaulted or inherited or none. So default and nothing but by default it will apply for either master and organization level. Inherited nothing but if we apply this at master level, then only it will inherit, or else again we need to apply the status attribute statuses at organization level also, or else none. We are not going to maintain any uses. Then select OK. Select OK. Likewise, you can create from the beginning manually. So SCP underscore active, where I enabled 3 as yes. So I'm going to remove, as we have already available. Select as, or else, so by using this active, just click on duplicate. So just you can duplicate it. So by default all these are yes and few are no. Again, if you want, you can modify some changes. Okay.
Can you provide inherited means what? It will transfer to organization
Org level also it will, it will inherit to organization level also.
Default means?
So default nothing but, so if that is at if the item attribute is controlled at master level, and if you apply at master level, automatically it will default to organization level, or else, so if the item attribute controlled at organization level, then it won't default if you apply at master level. Again, at organization level, you need to apply. Okay.
So like if it is default, so once you define a master org, when you're defining a child org, so if you assign it, it will default to the child organization also, right? That's what.
Yes, it will default to child organization also. But for example, okay, at what level? See, for example, we have one more setup. So item attribute control date. So for example, if this is a defaulted, so at organization level, let's take an example. This is defaulted. Then this particular item attribute is going to default. Open the Excel better. So for example, so inventory asset value is defaulted. That means at organization level nothing but ideally this item attribute controlled at organization level, but still if you apply this at master level, automatically it will default. So but for example, inventory item, this is controlled at organization level. So if you choose inherited, then it won't inherit from master level automatically. So again we need to apply in both areas. So even if you choose none also, then you need to apply manually in both areas.
Sharath, inherited and default both are same, right?
No, default and inherited are different, and inherited and none has almost similar thing. So inherited, again, at what level inherited will works is, so if the item attribute is controlled at master level, then automatically organization level will inherit from master level. But if that is a defaulted, even if that is a controlled at organization level also, it will default. Okay. Okay, first thing, so inherit nothing, but if the item is controlled at master level, then automatically those item attribute, item status attribute will update to child organization also, because child organization will inherit from master level. Defaulted nothing, but if the item is controlled at organization level also, still it will default from master level. So, but none nothing but it won't default or it won't inherit anything. Clear?
Confusion at default.
Okay, I will write.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a 9:10. Tomorrow I will write in this notepad. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Tomorrow I will write here in the notepad. So let's save. Okay, I'm not going to save this. So tomorrow we'll complete this setup. Tomorrow we'll complete this setup, and tomorrow we'll discuss some other setup. So till creating the item, we need minimum 4 days. Okay, guys. Minimum 3 days requires for us to create an item. We'll try to create an item by Thursday, like that. Thursday. Okay, guys. So tomorrow we'll continue item status setup, where I will write, this about inherited and the defaulted. So in the notepad. So maybe it will remove it will clear the confusions then. So then we'll complete item status. Follows to, we'll discuss about item class is there. We'll discuss item class and item templates. Follows to, we'll create an item. Follows to item catalogs and item categories. Okay. So currently I'm going to stop the session. It's already 9:10. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay then. So okay, then I'm going to close the session. See you tomorrow, same time. Have a nice day, guys. Bye for now.
Thanks, Sarath.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.